What an exciting start to this trip. We just had a 100-degree wind shift and increase from 4 knots of wind to like 12 to 15 in the gusts. So now we're beating against the wind again. Passing Helsingborg-Helsingör, which is a very high trafficked area, and at the same time we decided to cook some lunch. So yes, I'm trying to keep track on the AIS and the plotter so that we stay far enough away from land and still keep clear of the traffic separation zone. Yes. The AIS is warning for new targets all the time, and because here are so many boats. But yeah, we're now down to 10 knots of wind, so it's very shifting today. And we've only been sailing for 4 nautical miles. We've had downwind, beating, and now we're in the most trafficked area in the entire Öresund.
Då slår vi.
So it turns out that the weather forecast for today was totally wrong. We had expected like around 10 knots of wind, like a nice downwind sail to go to Hallandsväderö, but instead we had almost 25 knots of wind against us, and beating against the wind like this didn't feel very good. We have not mounted the reefing system yet on our new mainsail, so we tried sailing with the full sail set, both the jib and the mainsail, but it was a bit too much, so we made the decision to go back and go to Helsingör instead, where we could have lunch and more carefully look into the weather and see how it will turn out tonight. We just decided that we will stay here until tomorrow morning and continue with the sunrise instead. So yeah, sailing plans don't always turn out the way you expect, and yeah, this weather would have been fine if we were prepared for that kind of sailing, both ourselves and the boat. We had put everything away down below, but like I said before, I was making lunch in the middle of all of this, but we decided to turn off the oven and wait with the food, because it was not possible to try to eat in those conditions anyway. But yeah, so that's where we are. We'll continue tomorrow and see what happens.
Well, the sails are barely filling, and the sea is yeah, a bit rolly from yesterday's gusts. So yeah, we're bumping towards Kullen.
So guys, we made it to our first anchorage. It's just south of Hallandsvädra, in between all the skerries. It's really beautiful and really calm. It was such a nice sail here, so it feels really good that we decided to go back yesterday. And we probably get a lot of comments about that we haven't mounted the reefs yet, which of course is pretty stupid, but the simple explanation is that when we hoisted our new mainsail for the first time, the wind picked up and it was not possible to adjust the reefing lines then, and that was 2 weeks ago. And since then the weather situation hasn't allowed for us to do it. And maybe in normal circumstances in new waters we wouldn't sail like that, but this is our home waters. We know all the ports here really well. We know that the weather and currents north of Helsingborg-Helsingør can be pretty hard to predict and often shifts very drastically. So that was a risk that we took, not waiting for the perfect weather to fix the reefs. And It turned out okay. We had a nice evening in Helsingør, and we had a very good sail over here today instead. So yeah, that's that, I guess. As soon as the weather allows, and before we head into more unknown waters with further distances between the ports, we will have to fix the reefing systems. So here we are. We will spend our first night at anchor here. We have a new anchor as well, so it will be pretty exciting. It's stuck really good. It's a bit heavier than the last one, so it feels secure. We haven't moved, and we have reversed on it with full power, so yeah, it should be fine. Always a bit nervous like this, especially when you're not used to it. And another exciting thing is that we will try out our dinghy for the first time today. We bought a new dinghy 3 weeks ago. We actually had one with an aluminium hull that we bought 2 years ago, but that we never got to try on the boat while sailing. And 4 weeks ago we had a change of heart and realized that it won't fit on the foredeck when we sail with our self-tacking jib. So we decided to sell that one and buy a new packable one. So this will be the first time we unpack it and inflate it and then test it out in the water. So this rib is a great white Vib 270. It's made in Sweden, or it's a Swedish brand, and yeah, hopefully we can say some more about it when we have tried it out.
Hi guys, now we are on Hallandsväderö, our first anchorage on this trip and our first island on this trip. This island is very beautiful, a lot of different old woods and yeah, skerries and stuff around it, and it has been an nature reserve since the 1950s, so it's yeah, it's very non-human and it's very nice place.
It was a nice walk.
Yeah, about 3-hour walk around the island, and now we had some fika here at yeah, by Kapellhamn, where Linnea is.
Yeah. I think it's a very cool island because where we started, it was like walking in a forest with a lot of trees and greens that's just starting to bloom. And this side of the island, where it's more exposed to the sea, there's a lot more rocks and bare areas.
yeah, like grass and no trees, and so.
So you get a little of both walking around here, and also some animals that runs free. So yeah, very nice place, well worth a visit, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful and protected anchorage.
Yep.
With good sand and good holding.
Yeah.
And if you don't go here by boat, you can go here by the small ferry from Öresund.
Yeah. And with that, we are going to pack up our things, finish our fika, and then set sail and leave the island. And we see you guys next week. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Here.
Bye guys.
Bye.